Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm Ian Duncan, your host and game master, and I am joined by some truly lovely friends. First, to my right, Jamie Bonez. Jamie.
You are so sweet. Hi, I'm Jamie Bones. I play Ello, the modified medical droid.
Actually, you're to my left.
I didn't
you're
even
to my
catch that.
super right.
I didn't even.
To my actual right, who's all might.
Oh.
No bark, all bite.
Keeping it tight.
Keeping it tight. Alex Herrera.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I play Beegax Botano, the Doug Slicer.
Can I just say, by the time that this comes out, we will have over 5,000 downloads. We will have blasted
Stop
by
it.
that number.
Okay. You're putting the chips in?
Oh yeah. I'm pointing it out. I'm calling it right now.
Oh, no.
We will have blasted by that number. It's gonna be insane.
That'd be-
Pass by one.
Yeah. Hey, if it's just one, that's all.
5,000
that's all.
and one.
Yeah. And that one will be me. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that there's anybody listening to this trash fire.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I don't think
mean.
it's trash fire. I think it's just fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I can play with words too, you know.
Well, let's light this mother criffer up
Yes.
and get into it. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Episode 11, Buried in the Badlands. After stealing from a group of Nikto gangsters, Ello, Beegax and Verse fled into the night, only to be chased across the sands. Their plans of escape were further flurried by one of Socorro's harrowing hazards, a deadly sandstorm. Outgunned and soon to be overrun, Beegax steered directly into the wind and sand in an attempt to lose their pursuers, only to have the gangster starship join the chase. A rebooted but severely injured Ello rushed to assist in their evasion, but Socorro's storm devoured all, and our fleeing fringers were sucked down through the swift sands into the darkness below.
Who wants to wake up first?
What?
Who wants to wake up first?
Who's the strongest one?
No, just who wants to wake up first?
I didn't know we were sleeping.
We passed out because the thing rolled over. The truck rolled over.
Oh, okay. I'll wake up first.
All right. It's dark. It smells dusty. It smells earthy. There are no stars. And the sound is different. Like you can hear wind and you can hear the rustling of dirt, maybe the skittering of creatures. But the reverberation is not what it would be for an open space of the Badlands of Socorro. More like a enclosed space.
Can I try to move?
Yes, you do.
I do. Okay. Do I see anything?
It's
Besides, it's just darkness.
total darkness.
Okay. But I can move. Do I feel anything? Oh, I wouldn't feel anything. Damn it.
Well, you could sense, yeah.
you have sensors, don't you?
I'm getting an inkling that I might be under the sand. Am I under the sand? Should I try to dig my way out? I'm thinking that if the sound sounds weird, maybe it's muffled. Mm-hmm. So Ella would maybe try to go towards whatever sound they can hear.
Yeah, there's the creaking of metal, muffled. There's the movement of sand. And it doesn't really sound... and as you, place your limbs to try and, move around, you can feel underneath you there feels like sand, but also something more firm.
And I just can't tell what anything is. It's just
Not
too
until
dark.
you turn your lights on.
Oh, I'll turn the lights on.
Yeah, you have a light. You have onboard lights.
All right. I'll do that. Let there be light.
A synthetic light comes on from Ello's head and illuminates this small cavern. It looks like earthy stone. Sand seems to be like trickling in from somewhere, and a truck is sort of half lodged in a sort of outcropping of rock sticking into the cavern, sort of like where you are. Nearby, you can see Verse is laying on the ground.
Ella is going to quickly get on their feet and walk over to Verse and make sure that she's okay. Is she breathing?
She is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then is going to, once that's confirmed, quickly look around. And I just picture like this extreme long shot. And all you see is like this one little light in the far background as you hear Ella's voice just echo through this cavern. Beegax?
Beegax. You hear your name.
Ugh. Or am I? Where am I in relativity? Relative.
You tell me.
Well,
You hear the echoes bouncing around, some in this space that you now find yourself in, dark and dusty though it may be.
I was on top of the truck when it flipped, so I probably went pretty far. I would say maybe, I don't know, 30, 45 feet away, probably. And Beegax will pull himself up from the sand. Okay, I'm not dead. That's good. And he'll like touch his head, and there's probably like a gash, like
Let's say you each suffer 2 strain.
Yeah, that's fair. Beegax will look around and realize he'll realize it's dark, and he'll look around and he'll see the light from Elo in the distance, and he'll just shout, Elo, I'm over here. Like he'll grab one of his limbs, like one of his joints, like and push himself up from the ground and start Doug waddling in this instance towards the light.
And Elo, hearing a response, knowing that Beegax is on his way over, is going to try to tend and awaken Verse. Probably will start off by just a quick little shake. Verse, wake up.
I'm up.
We crashed.
No, Criff. We all here?
It looks as though we're all accounted for.
Great.
Are you hurt?
I think I can. She like gets up and it's like, but she's up. Miss Beegax.
You just hear Beegax waddling over. Stupid truck.
Okay, well, we're alive. Everyone okay?
Beegax will come into view, and he'll look at the truck as it's like half underground, half not, right?
Kind of, yeah. It's like, yeah.
We need to get that box. At least one of them. And my gun's in there. I kind of like that gun. How high is it off the ground?
Maybe like 12 feet or
That's
something.
still more than a Doug. He's going to look at Elo. You wouldn't happen to have any secret boosters or anything, huh? He knows you don't have any.
I mean, I can give you a boost.
Well, let's save that for option B. He'll look at Verse. I know you don't have any jetpacks.
She like pats herself. She's like, nope.
I could climb again, but I'm afraid I might get thrown off or something again. And he looks at like his clothes are kind of torn now, you know. He's gonna look up at like I guess there's dirt and sand coming through, like in small little like droplets, almost like a
yeah.
He's gonna look at Verse. Is this normal? Is this something that happens often?
I think we got sucked down into some swift sand.
Okay.
But I don't... That's never really happened to me before. I'm not really sure we're here. I mean, we're underneath the Badlands, obviously. I don't know. Some kind of tunnel?
How long will these guys usually last? Are they miles? What are we talking?
I don't know. Depends what made it.
He's gonna perk up, and his whiskers are gonna do this little flare. What do you mean, what made it?
Well, if something made it, it's at least as long as that or the journey, or maybe it's a natural thing. I'm not sure. There's a lot of things on Socorro.
It's about to be 3 less if we don't figure this out. And I'll look back at the truck.
You want to get this thing down?
We could drive it in here, maybe?
And you look around and, like, the tunnel is large. Yeah, you could drive a truck in here.
We just have to get it down. Yeah, I think that's our best bet.
At the very least, you get your gun, right?
He's gonna point. I like the way you think, Verse. All right, hello, plan B. You're gonna throw me up there. He's gonna motion gripping with his hands. I'm pretty good at grabbing things and climbing, so I just need you to get a clear shot.
We're gonna have to dig this out.
That's my plan. I'm gonna try to get up there.
All right. Come on. And she, like, gestures over to Elo and, like, makes a boosty hand for Beegax.
It will climb.
All right, so you climb up to this.
So I'm assuming the driver's compartment is the part that's inside.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So he's going in there first.
It's like, have you ever seen Lost?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like the
plane.
Yeah, the plane, like the fuselage or whatever.
Oh my god! So it's everything, but like upside down almost, or like
it's all
frontwards.
canted and strange. Yeah, and when you can get up there, and if you open the driver's side door, it just like hangs there, you know. But your gun's there.
It's just right.
It's in the floor. Yeah.
Beegax will like crawl in, and the truck will kind of creak a little, and he'll reach for the gun, and he'll feel the barrel. He'll grab the barrel first, and he's like, he feels hot, and he's like, what? And then he'll reach like under the truck, and he'll feel like a blaster hole. Like,
wriggle your finger.
whoa. Puts the gun. He like flips it a little, but then like almost drops it, and puts it away.
Quit messing around up there.
I got it. I found it. And he'll like wave it, put it in. So what I'm planning on doing is accelerating and maybe pushing it, like maybe the back treads, because it's a tread.
Yeah.
The tread just boosts this thing down and just hits the ground.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Okay.
Like an elevator without the parts that make it an elevator.
Yeah. I think it would be a piloting check.
God, it always is.
I think so. That or it's either that or mechanics.
No, we'll go piloting.
Whichever's better. Yeah.
Mechanics didn't help me fix the swoop.
Just in case Ella was going to put their arm up and just push themselves and Verse back out of the way.
Against the wall, yeah. Let's call it I don't think it's a hard check. I think it's a simple check to squish or like to get this thing going.
Simple or easy? Which one is?
Easy. Sorry. Yeah. So 1 purple.
Okay.
Is this a good idea? There's explosives in there.
But I think you've got 2 black die because it's jammed in.
All right, Beegax grabs the wheel. Come on, baby, all together. And then puts his foot down on the accelerator. 1 success, 2 advantage.
So, yeah, this thing is going to come jerking out from here, but you do it successfully. So what does that look like? Because, I mean, it's hanging 12 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
It's gonna
go forward.
Yeah,
it's gonna go forward and down.
Yeah,
it's not just gonna go down.
Yeah.
So you said there was like some outcropping of rocks. Mm-hmm. So I say the truck, as it jerks forward, the treads easily make work of the swift sand, right? It's just like swift sand's like, oh yeah, go ahead, come on in, and just rips through it, but it goes forward almost like it's being propelled downwards, like someone's jamming it down and forward. And so the driver's side cabin's gonna just chunk through some rocks. Some of these, I assume there's like these stalagmites are the one on the floor, I think. And it just like chunks through it.
Yeah.
Rocks fly. You guys, crap! And as the front hits first, it's like the cabin jumps up a little. He'll see sparks come out from the hole that it got shot out of. And then as the back hits and bounces, it's going to be going forward. He's going to be like trying to regain control, and since like succeeded the check, I'd say he hits the brake. Just for flavor, as it stops, and like you hear like the treads kind of jam up like they're done. He's gonna like flip this switch, and there's gonna be lights from the front. The headlights basically turn on. Mm-hmm. And he puts his hand out of the passenger side window. It's got lights.
One of them's busted,
Yeah.
but it's like there's
It's
still
like blinking.
yeah.
Elo turns their lights off and looks over at Verse. Let's hop in.
Shotgun.
So you get it back again.
So yeah, Verse gets in the passenger side. She like nods at Beegax. She like pulls the disruptor rifle, hands it back to you.
No. Hold on to that. You did a hell of a job up there.
We all ended up down here, so
Good point, but we're alive, so...
anyone you can walk away from, right?
Yeah. And he's gonna, like, hit the control panel of the truck. Just like, boom, boom, boom. Come on, baby.
You can do it.
And I assume there's, like, a tunnel somewhere in here, like another opening, right? And the Beegax will probably see it and begin to turn the wheel. And as he's driving, he's gonna hear the doors kind of like... And he's like, we probably should have broken those off.
You're able to drive this thing through this tunnel.
Okay.
It's quite big and elliptical. Like it's not a perfect circle. It's
it's like half.
it's got like a round top and a round bottom. But yeah, but there's sand on the bottom of it, and yeah, when the truck comes off, like more sand just like comes rushing in. Eventually, like stops to a trickle, but like that's
It
where
filled up the spot basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And in the back, you still have quite a few crates.
Yes.
Plenty of crates.
Bonus.
Yeah. More crates than you were anticipating.
Also,
probably.
I would use the navigations on board to make sure that I pick a tunnel that's taking us
The right way.
the right way, or at least
That's-
that's angled in the right direction.
Yeah, that's interesting. Beegax, I want you... Yeah, so you come rolling out on this truck, and the tunnel begins to, like, split. There's a big tunnel, and then there's lots of little tunnels branching off
yikes.
from it. So roll me the Destiny dice.
The Destiny die?
The Destiny dice. Yeah.
Whoa. Wow.
I'm frightened.
Fancy.
2 light side points.
What tunnel do you want to go down?
I think not the biggest one, because I feel like that's a monster that's making the tunnel. Beegax, this is Beegax. Like when Verse is like, oh, something, man, he's like, I'm not taking the big one. That's a worm. That's worm food. You know? So he's gonna be like, he's gonna look at the tinier ones. Like maybe there's like a split of like 5 or something.
Sure,
and he's
yeah.
like, he's like reciting some old Doug nursery rhyme. Ichuta.
It's all curse
Slimo.
words.
Yeah, it's all bad words. Slimo. Griff. Okay, yeah. And it takes like the third. It takes like the third one.
You get a good feeling about doing that.
Is it the Force?
Oh, shnikes.
Whatever it is, you get a good feeling. You're like, nursery rhymes, maybe it's the cursing, maybe it's like, we're lucky we survived this thing, so we just ride that luck out.
Can I do something really quickly?
Yeah.
Just because, like, we almost died. So when Elo hops in the back of this truck, she's going to bust open and look in one of these crates. I just want to know what's in there.
Oh, it blows up.
Oh, yeah. When you open up one of these crates, it's like little cylinders of blue liquid
Oh, no.
sloshing around in there. If you want to try and identify it, you could give me an underworld check or a medicine check. So let's call this an average check.
2.
Yeah, 2 purple.
1 success with 1 disadvantage.
Oh, boy.
1 threat.
Or threat.
So you identified this, but you have a threat. What do you want to do with that? Like,
So I'm going to find out what it is. But I don't know if this is really a threat because Jamie doesn't know if it's dangerous. But I think Elo, in order to identify, would probably take one of these vile things out and just like hold it up and try to figure. I don't know if it's like, I mean, it exploded before. This might be
I
dangerous.
have an idea what it is, but I can't.
Right.
Beegax won't.
oh,
Right.
I think I know what you think it is. Yeah. The substance that you hold, holding it up isn't dangerous because this is a drug. It's spice.
Oh.
Not coaxium.
Exactly. And I was like, yo, is this like refined or unrefined?
And this is called Booster Blue. Now, how Elo knows this, I'll leave to you, but Booster Blue is used basically, it's a chemical. It's like huffing a chemical. It's used for like starship paint and stuff like that. So it's really heavy duty, but it is known when used with organic beings to briefly like up their reaction time for piloting, for slicing a computer or shooting a gun or something like that. It like boosts, it makes them feel like they're faster. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's like in Battlestar Galactica, they call them flight stims.
Yes, that would be very accurate. Yeah, it's like stimulants that make you feel like you're faster and can move faster and do things faster.
This sounds like it's got a downside though, because
there's a setback. Yeah, it doesn't like with a lot of uppers. When you're on it, you're up, and then you crash real hard, and there's the chance that you can get addicted to it.
Oh man, it's Fallout.
And there's just a crate of it sloshing around in here. It is not explosive, so this would not be the thing that exploded.
What? Are we carrying different things?
That's a wonderful inquiry.
I can't ask. Sorry.
Yes, you can.
I'm not in there. I'm driving this bitch. And I'm paying very close attention to these tunnels.
I think Elo, though, would be confused why there's like this drug. I mean, I knew we were doing slimy work, I guess. So I think Elo would like tilt their head while holding up this vial and sort of bring it over to the window and just knock, knock, knock.
Beegax turns around, slides it open. Well, you know what? It's broken. The window's not there.
Yes, totally. You go to slide it and all the glass falls out.
Just like, it's like,
yeah.
What happened?
Comedic pause. And Elo's gonna pass this blue vial up to Verse and Beegax.
Beegax can't grab it because he's looking at the...
Yeah.
Verse takes it, holds it out.
It looks like we have spice in the back.
Beegax, what?
I've identified it as Booster Blue.
Oh. He looks at Verse to see what her reaction is.
She kind of looks it over, and she's like, "Yeah, that sounds like placebo." Hands it back.
So he runs spice.
I mean, he runs whatever he can get his hands on. He's not picky.
Beegax will just think about it for a second. Well, we got a lot of it, so that's extra payday, I guess. He doesn't make the connection about the explosion because he's not that smart. So. His intellect's 3, but I don't think he's not going to make the connection. He doesn't know about chemicals that well.
He's focused on other things at the moment.
Truck
right.
Yeah.
Not crashing because we got 2 health left. So
Oh God.
didn't want to tell you until we were done.
It's like if we came all this way and our car just breaks down in the middle of an underground tunnel and this is how we die. If we're down in the tunnel long enough, we can move on. But if we are down in here long enough, Ella would probably be curious and would put those two together eventually. But being that so much has occurred, probably not right away. But if we're down here for a while, I'll start cracking more boxes open.
Or driving slow.
Yeah, you have a speed of 1. Yeah, but you can crack open another crate.
Okay.
This looks like bricks, dark colored, like sort of a gray. And you can roll me. You could do warfare, perhaps underworld. Yeah, just an average check, so 2 purple.
Okay. 1 threat.
It blows up.
No, it's not. That's too big.
I don't know why.
Like powdery? Is it like...
It's more like a clay.
Same thing. Elo's going to bring it up towards the front, and specifically for this one is going to like push their hand through the window and force this in Beegax's face.
Oh, he's like, ugh, ah. And then I guess he'll try and take a look as he's driving.
Yeah, do you wanna roll? And
I have warfare.
Okay.
And as soon as they put it like super close to your face, they're going to say, "This seems explosive."
What? 1 advantage.
So you can't identify what the substance is. You know it's explosive. I mean, Elo told you, but Beegax can put 2 and 2 together. That's probably what blew up.
Elo, I should probably put that back in the box.
Ella will do so, but first we'll take a good hard look at it one more time, and then frustratingly put it back in the box.
Whatever that is, it's got a punch. I mean, you saw it.
Explosives and spice. Man, Sibo really put out a heavy order, huh? A big order.
Well, he said that somebody took this from him, so, I mean, assuming he's telling the truth. And he's going to have a long pause and shake his head sideways like, yeah, somebody put in an order. And there's a lot of it here. We can definitely wiggle some more credits out of this one, I feel. He's going to look at Verse. How are you in negotiating?
I can talk.
And then Beegax will remember their conversation in the alleyway. It was frustratingly difficult. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Okay. When we get to Placebo, I'll start, but you're going to be my wingman.
What are you looking to get out of this?
Double.
What did he offer you for it?
He didn't say an amount.
So 0.
Well, maybe, but, I mean, we got a lot of it now.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Then Beegax will remember that Placebo said, this is your interview, essentially. And his heart's going to sink. Like, I can't imagine doing more of this. Physical work is bothersome.
I would imagine so, yeah, to Beegax, absolutely.
Even though he's, brawn of 3. He's just like, I don't want to do it. And he'll continue focusing on driving.
So you drive a bit more through these dark tunnels, the lights sort of illuminating this structure. It curves and winds in undiscernible patterns, but eventually begins to incline, and as you continue your journey upward, you break to the surface on the Badlands of Socorro. I think, this has taken you the better part of the night, so just as the sun begins to rise on the black sands, we sort of see Vikea there, and we see the truck barely hanging on, as seems the MO of all vehicles that this group comes in contact with. The doors swing wildly, and it just rumbles into frame and towards the city, and you guys make it in. You're able to drive it into Vikea.
I can imagine the security checkpoint waving his head and nice to see you. Good morning.
Oh, there's no security. No one's even looking at you. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Just this truck coming in.
Yeah, you might get some looks because it looks crazy, but you can. They just bunch of alien beings look up at Beegax in the window seat.
Hello, waving from the back.
Take a hollow recording, it'll last longer.
But yeah, you can pull up right up to the Umbravale Tavern.
That's exactly what we're doing. And then Beegax just he's like, I want to check something. And he after he turns off the truck, he turns it back on just to see if it turns back on. It's it's got a rough start. Okay, just making sure it turns it back off. He'll put the blasters away. He'll cover. Well, the vest he was wearing is kind of tattered, but he'll still have the handle of the disruptor pistol right there. So when he gets in, he's gonna have it shown off. Yo, we're here to fucking.
Gotcha.
Do some business.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I imagine you're all covered in dust and sand. Yeah.
Right.
This black volcanic-y ash stuff. You get out of the truck, and have you ever seen the Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
Yeah.
Where he hits himself and leaves he basically leaves a dust cloud shape of him as he moves through the saloon. And despite it being early in the morning, Placebo is there posted up. The tavern is pretty empty, aside from the occasional lush or someone whose evening has gone on too long. But you see Placebo there. You all walk in, and he sees you, and he's like,
Batisa, you have come back. Oh, both of you. Oh, and you brought a friend.
Yeah, this is Verse. I'm sure you know each other.
She nods.
We are acquainted.
Good. Then it should be easy. And he's gonna like sit in the chair. Assuming it's the booth again. He's gonna sit on the other side. We got a lot of extra stuff for you.
Oh,
You wanted 1 crate. We got you. He's gonna look at Elo. Half a dozen.
oh, you have been busy.
That's a nice way of putting it, Mr. Placebo. Yeah.
Ah, may I see?
Sure. But he's gonna put one of his hands up, one of his dug hands. Before. And I'm not using a light side point, but I'm gonna build into. There's like a glass of water on the table, and he's gonna use his other dug hand as one's up. And he's gonna drink, and it's gonna be like much cleaner water than it was in the litter box. He's just like drinking it. Griff, that's good. It's been a long night.
Yes. Oh, it's so good and clear and delicious.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
We ran into some setbacks. Expended a few more resources and supplies than were anticipated. And also, we got you more boxes. So, even though no price was discussed, I'm thinking we're due something. Besides an opportunity at another job, I think we're due a substantial amount of credits. And he's gonna like have both his hands kind of like the fingers clicking on the table. I like working for you, and my partners and I enjoy it as well. I'd like to see this business relationship flourish. Isn't that right, Verse? Hello? And he's gonna kind of wink at them like,
I believe that would be beneficial to both parties.
Verse just crosses her arms, like shifts her weight on her one foot, and like gives a glaring glance down.
that's exactly what I want her to do.
Okay. Let's see the goods, Patisa.
All right outside. We walk. I assume we all get up.
Yeah.
And walk out, and then he's gonna see the truck.
Yeah, we cut out to the back of the truck, looking out. Placebo's there, taking it all in. Yeah, and like the 3 of you are standing behind him, just sort of like posed up. He turns around and like his eyes are like big now, like
super Rhodian
big
eyes.
saucers. Yeah, yeah, and he's like,
You are impressive. This will go a long way when I bring this up with Zalto.
The hut. That's right. I forgot.
I will tell him that you are, will go the extra mile.
That's okay with me, but like I mentioned before, if we're gonna continue this relationship, we need some finances. Our ship's technically on impound. We need fuel. It's busted up. We have some other errands to run.
he like puts up a little Rhodian suction cup and like he understands. He begins to climb into the truck, in the back of the truck.
Zalto will be able to get you more credits than you can possibly imagine.
Beegax gets a boner instantly.
And he will have, I think, a special job for you. After, of course, Placebo has words with him. For now, let me offer you this.
And he like opens up one of the crates, nods, opens up another crate, like extra nods. He pulls out a couple of the booster blue and hands them to Beegax. Oh. And he's like,
for your trouble, Patisa, let this be a beginning of a good partnership with much more to look forward to.
He takes it begrudgingly. He's not. He knows of drugs, right? Of spice. Puts it away in what little pockets remain on his vest. Sounds good. He puts out a dug hand.
And yeah, it's met with the slender fingers of this green Rhodian as he grabs your hand and shakes.
Yeah, gives him a good. I assume Placebo's got a nice, decent handshake. So Beegax isn't gonna do the squish. He's gonna match it in kind. Like,
oh sure, yeah.
That's, you're okay. Yeah. You're probably a scumbag, but we're all scumbags.
And then he looks to LO and he says,
You were looking for someone, yes?
Yes, that is correct.
Why don't you give me the details and Placebo will find this person personally.
Ella's going to look over to Beegax and to Verse, and then back over to Placebo. The man that I'm looking for is named Gur. He's with the Bothan spy network.
Okay.
Yeah, Beegax in the background, like, just nodding his head and, like, motioning his hand, like, that's a tough one.
You will be around, I'm guessing, yes?
Well,
This will take me some time.
we have an errand to run, but we'll definitely be back.
Okay, Patisa. Then Placebo is happy to help.
Thank you.
And then he looks at Verse and he's like,
Anything you want, Chuba.
Beegax gonna put his hand out in front of Verse.
Her success hinders on our ship getting repaired, refueled, and our bank accounts having credits. Isn't that right?
And he looks up at Verse, because she's taller than him.
Verse, like, looks, she, like, gives Beegax a side eye, and then she, like, looks at the Rhodian and just, like, gives a curt nod.
Okay, you're hired again, Verse.
Back on the
You're
team.
back on the team. Welcome back.
I see. Okay, Patisa. I have some things to do. We will be in touch.
He's gonna take out his data pad and quickly put in, like, a private comm link. Like, this is the same thing he did. He's gonna give him the same channel he gave Chai Chai.
Oh, interesting.
Like this is I built this for my network.
Gotcha, yeah.
And then
It's like
swipe.
Beegax's VPN.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Swipe it over to him. He gets it, like, understands what this is, slides his data pack.
It's so nice to work with fucking other criminal professionals. Instead of getting shot at by them.
Right.
You see him, like, I was trying to think of a better word, but I think slink is the right word. Like, he slinks into the truck and begins to drive it down the.
Oh, wait, yeah. Wait, placebo!
We need our swoop.
Yeah, and he's gonna like.
Oh,
he's
sure.
gonna get on the swoop. He's gonna get on the swoop and like
Yeah.
turn it on, and like it's gonna begin to like reverse, like. But it'll like. It's like when a new person learns how to drive a car, but going backwards, and it's gonna fall off the truck, and then it's like as the exposed like engine parts and components hit the Socorro street or this pathway, it's like you'll see like little bits and bolts kind of spill out, and he's like, "All right, you're good."
And he drives away. Then Verse, like, she looks and says, "See, I can talk."
That's exactly what I need you to do.
He's gonna give her a look like that was really impressive, and he's gonna look at Elo.
Perfect. Everything we needed.
I mean, we still have a ship that doesn't work. No credits, and no way to get off-world.
He's gonna fix that. That's getting taken care of. Look,
He's gonna pull them both in.
I know huts are less than ideal to work with, but it's better to be in favor of one than indebted to one.
Verse, like, thinks this over, and she's like, I mean, preferably no dealing. That's ideal.
Yes. But being the best student in the beginning of the year, probably the best move for us right now.
It's nice to have some shine on the apple.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna look at his data pad again, and he's gonna like. There's gonna be this face of like excitement, and it's from an introspective point of view. It's Beegax thinking to himself like,
Oh, working with professionals feels good again.
it's a rush, and then he's gonna think about the drugs in his pocket, and he's gonna be like,
Hey, hello.
he's gonna pull them out. The glass vials kind of rattle.
I think you should hold on to these. I don't really touch the stuff. And if I did, it's because I need to do a really important slice, and it's going to be a messy one.
Ella will grab onto them and will look at them again, but then look back to Beegax. I mean, they're useless to me, Beegax.
I understand, I just need you to hold on to them. If it looks like when I'm doing my job,
He's gonna have quotes.
and I seem to be in despair or trouble, hit me with one of those. Don't even tell me, just stick it right in the back of my neck.
You don't have to ask me twice.
That's the spirit.
I love it. That's super cool, too.
He
It's
doesn't.
like-
He doesn't. It's not so historically. He's never touched stuff. it's all him, all natural. But he knows that, like, compared to the kind of shit
He could be
we've been doing,
tempted.
yeah, he might need it. Plus, if he has access to it, he's just gonna end up just doing it himself and just being like, I'm flying through the cyberspace.
So Verse is like, all right, to the ship?
Well,
I mean, I could use a rest and a shower.
You have a garage we could put this in, or are we taking it back to the ship?
No, I don't have a garage. It's probably safer on board.
All right.
With you, though, I don't think you've got much life out of it left.
No, we don't.
it's just like sputtering.
Well, I'm not driving it. I'm walking, so somebody else can take it.
Just set it down and, like, falls over.
Big X is like, yeah, I'm walking.
I mean, it is still salvageable.
Like, I assume it like can move, but like
yeah,
at the slow, like
You just hear like a slow screech the whole way back to the ship.
yeah. First, like, looks at LO and shrugs, but walks by the the broken swoop.
All right, Ella will pick up this swoop and we'll screech walk it all the way back to the ship.
The ship's not so far from the bar.
It's very close. Yeah.
As soon as they get into the ship, though, we'll drop the swoop flat on its little swoop booty.
Yeah. Just flip me a dark side point.
Okay.
No.
As you do so, as you come to the ship, you notice as the sun is coming up, and it's even just in the morning, it's starting to get hot. Like, you can start to feel that heat coming on.
August in Los Angeles.
Yeah. You have the desert all over you, or you have the sands all over you, and you walk up onto the platform that's a busy spaceport no matter what time of day. You walk onto the landing that has housing your ship, now just incurring fees as it sits there, and you see onto the landing gear clamped on are these
bitch lied to us.
big gravity locks. They're like big, heavy. They're basically like the boot for your ship. And versus like, Carabas, these are new.
Well, I thought I had an understanding with the foreman here, but I guess credits really do all the talking.
Well, what now? How are we gonna get out to Geonosis now?
I gotta wait for Placebo to pay off the docking fees or the hut to do so. This is getting less ideal.
Oh, but we were so excited 5 minutes ago when we had no ship and no credits and no way to get off planet.
You're missing one.
He's gonna point to like your wounds.
Oh, right.
All right, look. Let's get cleaned up, get some rest, and we'll message Placebo and tell him about this.
I understand that we're tired and we've been through a lot, but this has to happen. Everything that I just did for you has gotta pay off.
He's gonna stop her.
Look, kid. I'm a man of my word. I may not look like it, but I'm gonna get you to Geonosis, and we're gonna get that pregnant lady or whatever you're looking for. We'll do it. All right? Now don't tick me off. I'm gonna take a hot bath, and then I'm gonna drink a lot.
Yeah, he just walks up into, well, already in the cargo bay, I assume, like half in cargo bay, half on the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah.
So he's just gonna like hit the button, leave the cargo bay, you get him go.
Oh, God, I hope there's something to drink on this ship.
And as you walk up into the cargo bay and towards hopefully a hot shower and hopefully a stored bottle of some kind of whiskey or drink, you see the storage closet that had the Trandoshan body is open.
He looks at it.
That's a tomorrow Beegax problem.
We cut to Socorro spaceport, its twin towers gleaming in the red sun. And the towers are lording over the rest of the city of Vakeia at the edge of this spaceport. It all shares a similar architecture, but these towers have like a feeling of finery, of luxury, of making it in a world of nothing but dust and wind and sun. We cut into these towers, zooming in past the traffic that's going on into a turbo lift, where two human males are riding up through to the top level. One of them is an incredibly corpulent man. He has a pronounced gut that hangs over his lap from the chair that he's sitting in, a sort of like hover device that's compact, and he shifts uncomfortably and annoyed, a sheen of sweat sort of like falling from his forehead from the heat. And there is a man next to him, and please tell us who this is and what they look like.
This is Jado Jinzel. He is one of the 3 crime bosses that run Socorro. Jado is very small in frame. Probably you would be considered petite or even mistaken for like an adolescent from his size. So he has pretty standard clothing, like average worker clothing. However, he has the utility belt and vest with buttoned component pouches in a sense. And that gives him a sense of authority, almost like, oh, he's here to fix something. When in fact, he probably isn't fixing anything. Very clean cut, no mustache, no goatee, nothing like that. He's got I would say a couple of wrinkles, like around the edges of the eyes. So someone who squints quite often, he has the nose bridge wrinkles. He'd also have maybe a couple of welding scars or things, because he does like to build things. Is my droid with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have a droid there.
I have a P4. The name of the droid is P4. I think its design, its body frame is protocol droid, straight up. However, this protocol droid has some aspects that make it appear humanoid. So it's wearing clothes, for one, and parts of it are, I would say, a synthesized version of skin of some kind. So there's ankles, there's like ankle skin, foot, like it has feet, it has hands. Most of the things that a person would touch would have some sort of skin synthesis or something happening on it. And the face also, but it's very androgynous. It's not male or female. But it does resemble a humanoid.
Oh, that's so good.
It's like dressing up. It's like dressing up a doll.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. They are standing at attention, sort of like by you.
And one last thing on Jado. I got this from my inspiration. He's got the goggle. Like he's got a band with goggles up top. He doesn't need them. But he
definitely has them.
Yeah, he has them on. Yeah. Welding, like the little welder tiny goggles. Yeah. Ugnaught goggles almost.
Yeah. But way classier. The best money can buy.
Versace.
Yeah. These Gucci as hell. Yeah. There is also accompanying this heavy man in a chair is another Socorran human male, but this one like covered in like black tight-fitting outfit, like he's trying way too hard. Like he's got like a duster leather trench coat and like dark clothing that like shows off musculature, but boy, when you look at him, you're just like, oh boy.
Yeah, try hard.
Yeah, exactly. And the heavy man in the chair like moves around and he's like, Jado, you really gotta help me out. This chair, it's too tight.
I've already told you. I've tried my best, but you have to lose a little bit of the weight.
Well, excuse me? What? What are you saying?
Jado's just gonna kind of close his eyes and smile and look at him.
You heard what I said.
He turns to his compatriot and he's like, is he saying I'm fat? Am I fat? And his friend just looks at everyone in the turbo lift and shakes his head. No. See? I'm not fat.
Well, whatever helps you sleep at night.
You gotta have a gut to be a brewer. You wouldn't trust a skinny chef, would ya?
No, I just wouldn't have an organic chef.
Look, this chair's killing me, all right? I'm spilling out of it. You gotta do something.
Well, after the meeting, maybe I can take a look, but no promises.
I always knew you're good for it. Looks Jado's droid up and down and says, new skin.
Well, I tend to like to touch things, so yeah.
Looks expensive.
I have the right investments in places.
I should hope so.
Maybe we'll hear about investments tonight.
No, that's not the only thing I'd like to hear about.
Let's just hear what she has to say, and maybe it's good.
The turbo lift comes to a stop and the doors open at the top level of this office. The men and their compatriots come out of the lift and walk into an opulent office. But in there is standing a very commanding looking human woman. And Jamie, please tell us who this is and what they look like.
You are going to see Lysa Primark, and she is a very tall, very sort of slender human woman who has a black pixie cut haircut and very angular features, very jutted out cheekbones and supple lips. She's probably not paying any mind to these two walking in. She's probably talking to her second in command. So she would definitely be clad in lots of different hues of blue. I picture it more being like leathery, not necessarily very flowy, not very feminine, but very like it's like a power suit. A Star Wars blue power suit.
They probably definitely have that.
Yeah, for sure.
She'll whisper something over to Varlo and sort of like dismiss him into the corner and just sort of like gesture her arm out to the seats. I picture the office being this long conference table with very few chairs, but it's long, like very long, and the entire thing is just windows.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, like the entire thing is just windows. You can see all of Socorro beneath you, basically. And maybe like little blue hints or curtains and some flowers. And there is a spread of like food for the guests. But she'll gesture her arm over to these conference chairs that are pretty far apart from where she would be sitting at the head of the table. Please, have a seat.
Leto is going to bumble in with his hover chair, and he immediately goes for a decanter of liquid, some kind of beautiful colored liquid, and he just like bumps into it, like knocking over some of the spread, like falls off a little bit and like sloshes some of the liquid out, and he picks it up and pours it and smells it. Tavraki whiskey. Lysa, you know how to call a meeting. And he takes a big drink. What are we doing here, though? Isn't this something that could have been done over email? Or a holovid?
I love it.
Lysa has not sat down yet. She's still standing, waiting for everyone to sit. And I don't know that she would sit down in her power seat. I think instead she's going to...
She prefers to stand.
She prefers to stand. And I think she will... come over to the head of the table and sort of lean down, putting like both of her arms on the table.
She also has a prosthetic that's very prominent too, right? When she puts her hands on the table, what do we see?
This glass countertop table, you'll hear the clink, clink, clink of her fingers as she's like wrapping them. And you do notice that there's like a distinct ting because her arm is prosthetic and it just looks like a regular like human. She's got all her digits and everything. It's just metal. Very Winter Soldier.
Oh, so you can tell that it's a prosthetic.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. She's in sleeveless so that she like shows that shit off. And she'll look at Jado and say, "We have a massive problem."
Well, there's not a problem we can't solve, the three of us.
2 of my shipments hit by pirates. This is all Zalt was doing. And she'll look over to Leto as she's saying that.
Yeah, that Hut's a real pain in my ass. Ever since he arrived here, our operation has been having pirate problems. It's like that Hut's attracting them, like flies to Bantha Poodoo. He's the fat one, alright? If anyone's fat, it's him.
Jado will, hearing this, like when he's like, that's the fat one, and he's gonna kind of smile a little bit.
Yeah, he is rather large. And also, that casino's definitely gonna bring unwanted attention here.
It's a criffing eyesore!
Can we see it from the room?
Oh, yeah. I think we definitely can. If we can see all
we can see Socorro down there.
Yeah, we can see the construction of it out. Like, it's at the edge of the city, but, like, it sticks out. It's an affront looking up at this tower.
That casino's gonna bring the Empire. They're gonna take away my droids.
Yeah. What a shame.
Jado will shoot his head up. And it would be a shame, because then no one would help fit your fat behind in the chair.
We were having a conversation about my weight up in the turbo lift. Jado thinks I'm kind of fat, isn't that right?
Now's not the time.
Yeah, this is not the time. Let's get this over with so Jado can go back to sticking it into one of his droids.
He's gonna quickly, I'd say he'll move his right wrist to face upwards, and he's gonna press some buttons, and I think P4 will pull out a blaster pistol and point it at you from across the table.
This droid, just quick as you can, pulls out this blaster pistol, and from on the other side of the room, you see this tryhard in dark leather pull out dual blaster pistols as well, and suddenly there are guns out at your table, Lysa.
Boys, behave.
I didn't start this time.
Put it away. The guns slowly go back, and you see Varlo in the corner slip a little gun back into a holster somewhere.
Jado puts his wrist down, and then P4 goes back to its original position.
I can tell that Zalto will be more trouble than he's worth. And Lysa is going to sort of saunter over behind Jado. You think that's the beginning for Zalto? Once the casino's up and running, that he won't venture in other businesses? Shipments, breweries.
You hear him kind of
AI.
No, that's what I do.
And she's gonna put her hands on his shoulders, and you can feel the tighter grip with her mechanical hand. That is why we need to solve this problem.
We can't. There's nothing that we can do. He's untouchable. We do anything, the Hutts will come down on us like a hammer.
Killing a Hutt is... it's not easy.
Lysa lets go and turns around to look at this casino through the window. Though killing a Hutt may be hard, it is not impossible.
It's not the killing of them that the hard part. We know we can kill them. We just can't kill this one. It's gonna be a problem for all of us.
Well, what if I could tell you that we need not have anything to do with it?
What do you mean?
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't work. I don't get it.
You see her smirk in the reflection of the glass.
Ooh, yeah.
I've come across some information that there are outsiders from Socorro here who are fully capable of taking down a Hutt.
They must be really talented.
And luckily, thanks to me, hurting for credits.
So they're desperate.
Exactly.
He pats his gut and he says, hunger always flavors the beans, am I right?
Yes, you would be.
So you got a bunch of desperate outsiders. How are they any good to us?
Not only are they desperate for credits, but we were able to get some information on them as well. I mean, we all do things that, we wouldn't want anyone to find out about, and I'm sure these outsiders have some secrets as well.
Yes, organics tend to keep secrets.
So we use this to our advantage.
Well, what's the secret? What are we holding over them?
The Black Sun. And then she'll pull up the screen of the dead body.
So the screen comes up, and on it is a body of a Trandoshan, a bounty hunter, and I imagine maybe Lysa zooms in and we can see a tattoo somewhere on his chest of concentric circles with rays coming out, the symbol of the Black Sun Syndicate.
This poor soul was found upon their vessel.
Oh yeah, well, explain it to Jado, because obviously he doesn't get it, so,
Oh my god.
Jado's gonna explain it.
These new radicals killed a Trandoshan bounty hunter from the Black Sun. They're basically walking corpses.
I knew that. So we hold this over their head to get them to kill a Hutt. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. And I happen to know they are already connected to Zalto.
Hey, not to poke holes in your plan, Lysa, but what if they don't want to?
Has that ever been a problem before?
Making people do things they don't want is how we're here.
And she's gonna walk back around to the head seat.
Do we know where they are now?
Their current location, no. But their ship is restrained downstairs.
So we make these desperate off-worlders an offer they can't refuse. That they're gonna kill a Hutt. For us, lucky them. And if they don't, we're gonna send this, lizard back over to the Black Sun and let them know. And if they flee, we kill them.
Yes, good job, Lido. I'm so glad your head is not as thick as your stomach.
I'm feeling ganged up on here. And he goes back over to the whiskey and starts this is expensive whiskey.
Oh.
So he's pouring a big glass and just looking at Lysa. Okay, I like it.
We are agreed?
I agree, but can I see what they look like?
And then with just the flick of her wrist, the video is going to change to three pictures of Verse and...
Oh, Verse is involved too.
She is now.
Sorry, Verse. Of Beegax, Elo, and Verse, yeah.
A dark-skinned human woman goes up. A male Doug, dark coloration with lighter rubs around his face and whiskers, and a droid that looks like it's been pulled out of a junk heap.
As soon as the Elo picture comes up, Jado's gonna kind of sit up in his chair.
Interesting. Look at that craftsmanship.
It's falling apart.
No. You don't see its beauty?
Stay on task, gentlemen.
These are them? These are the people that bested this bounty hunter? They don't look like much. I don't know, Lysa.
The worst that could happen is they die.
Yeah. And they can't be traced back to us.
Exactly.
And worst comes to worst, we can always just blow up the casino.
Now that is a project I really like.
I knew you would.
You know me. You know me, Jado. And he comes over to your side of the table and puts a big meaty hand on your shoulder, just slaps it, and he goes off to look out to the casino, holding this big glass of whiskey. Well, to a good plan then.
A very good plan.
Perfect.
To Socorro.
To
Socorro.
Socorro.
He puts up his sausagey hand and whiskey spills from it down his arm. He licks it off of his hand and takes a big gulp, and we pull out from the tower and out as ships cross in front of the camera, and the camera keeps pulling back as the red sun halos the tower and this glass office, framing the crime lords of Socorro. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crit, Empire's Edge. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by giving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It's a simple thing that will really help us grow the show, and we love to read your feedback. For more information about the show, visit @RespectTheCrit on Twitter and Instagram. Beegax is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find on Twitter @AEHerrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Elo is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find on Instagram @jamielee.bones. I'm Ian Duncan, your GM and MC, and you can find me @idunks on Twitter and Instagram. The original music featured in the show is provided with permissions by a variety of artists and are linked in the show notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to check out more of their work and tell them how much you like the show. The Star Wars role-playing system and books are published by Fantasy Flight Games. And remember, whatever the system, whether it's a miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you.
Respect the Crit
Respect safe sex.
Yes.
Respect
Safe
and
sex
protect.
is sexy.
Yeah, respect. We respect. We also protect. Wrap it up, Fuzzball.